Hello my dear children, I hope you all are doing well. So today in this video we are going to read the chapter 3rd of your book Supplementary, and the name of the chapter is The Desert. So it is an informative chapter and we are going to read a lot of interesting things about lot of interesting facts about the desert. So let's start the chapter. A desert is generally without water and vegetation. So generally, a desert is without water and vegetation. Vegetation means small plants and trees. A green patch with fresh water and green trees in the middle of a vast desert is a beautiful sight. A vast means which is spreaded in a long area, or you can say huge. So whenever you see a fresh water and a patch of fresh water and green trees in the middle of a vast desert, it looks very beautiful. Sight means view. The view looks very beautiful. A desert may be too hot or too cold. So a desert can be a hot desert and it can be a cold desert also. So generally people think that there are only hot deserts, okay? So it is not correct. There are cold deserts also. One of the examples of cold desert is Ladakh. So let's see. Those of us who live in regions covered with forest and surrounded by hills may find it difficult to imagine what a desert is really like. So those people who live in areas which are covered with forest and surrounded by hills, for them it is very difficult to think about desert, okay? They cannot imagine, they cannot think how a desert looks like. The popular belief is that it is an endless stretch of sand where no rain falls and therefore no vegetation grows. It is dry, hot, waterless, and without shelter. So what is the common belief? What is the popular belief among people about the desert? They think that a desert is an endless stretch of sand, that there is only sand in the desert and it never rains in the desert. And because it never rains, so there is no vegetation also. And people generally think that it is desert is dry, hot, waterless, and without shelter. Shelter means without any home. But this is not entirely correct. Entirely means completely. For those who have studied it, the desert can be a beautiful place. It is the home of a variety of people, animals, and plants that have learned to live under very hot and dry conditions. So for those people who have studied about the desert, who have done some research on desert, according to the specialist, the desert can be a beautiful place and there can be a variety of people, animals, and plants. Variety of people means there can be different kinds of people, animals, and plants, and these people, plants, and animals, they learn to adapt themselves according to the hot and dry conditions of the desert. That's why they are able to live in such harsh conditions. True, the ground is not always hidden by a cover of grass, plants, and trees as it is in other climates. So yes, it is very true about the desert that the ground of a desert is not always covered by the grass, plants, and trees as it is found in other climatic conditions. But whenever it rains, which is rare, desert flowers bloom and the sight can be as rewarding as that of any tropical garden. But yes, whenever it rains, which is rare, rare means hardly, sometimes only, okay? So though it does not rain very frequently in desert, but whenever it rains, the flowers of the desert, okay, they bloom. And when the flowers bloom, the sight, the view is as beautiful. Rewarding means as beautiful or wonderful as that of any tropical garden. Tropical garden is known for its greenery. So the author is comparing the site of the desert with the site of a tropical garden. A desert is not always a flat, unchanging wasteland of dry sand. It may have mountains and hills. So a desert is not always a flat land, okay? It is not like always covered with sand, and it is not always in a flat shape. It may have mountains and hills also. mountains and hills of sand only, okay, and not like icy mountains. You don't find icy mountains or hills there, but there are hills and mountains which are made of sand, okay. It may have an oasis, big or small, and it may have an oasis also. So what is the meaning of an oasis? So an oasis is like a green island in the middle of a desert where a spring or a well gives plants and trees a better chance to grow. So an oasis is generally a green patch of land in a desert, and it is generally found near a source of water, just like a spring or a well. So the plants and trees, they get better chance to grow because they are near the source of water. So an oasis is basically a patch of greenery. It is just like a green island in the middle of a desert. A desert may be hot like the Thar or cold like Ladakh. So there may be a hot desert, and the example is Thar desert, and the example of cold desert is Ladakh. But generally speaking, if a place has little or no water and vegetation, people usually call it a desert. But what people think about the desert? Any place which does not have water and vegetation, people will consider it as a desert only. Okay, so it is the belief among the people about the desert. Some deserts are almost totally without water. In such places, strong winds blow, raising heaps of sand and depositing them as mounds. So there are some deserts where it never rains. Okay, there are some deserts where it rains sometimes, but there are other kinds of deserts where it never rains. So in such deserts, what happens whenever a strong wind blows, it carries the heaps of sand, okay, with it, and it deposits it at other place which are known as moons, and these are also called sand dunes that shift and move endlessly across the desert. And these sand dunes, they keep on shifting across the desert because of the strong wind. Few plants can survive on such dry shifting sands. So in such type of desert where it never rains and the sand keep on shifting from one place to another, in such desert the plants cannot survive, okay. Only few plants are there which can survive in such conditions because of the shifting sands. Okay, now come to the second part of this chapter, students. All living things need water in order to survive. The few plants and animals that live in deserts have developed the ability to require less water than most plants and animals. So all living things, what they need water in order to survive, to live, okay. And there are few plants and animals that live in deserts. How they are able to live? Because they develop the ability to require less water. They can live with less water also. Over the years, those animals and plants, they have developed an ability in them so that they can live in the lack of water also, okay. The camel, popularly known as the sheep of the desert, can drink a lot of water at one time. So all of us know that the camel is known as the sheep of the desert, and the camel has an ability. What is the ability of the camel? It can drink a lot of water at one time, and camels can do without water for days together, and camels can survive, they can live without water for a long time. Now just before moving further, just see the pictures, students. These are some of the plants and animals which are found in desert. Mostly the reptiles you can see, like lizards are there, okay. And then cactus is there, scorpio is there. So these kind of animals are found in deserts, okay. And here you can see the picture of camels also who are drinking water, okay. The reason is they sweat very little. Now, how the camel can live without water for a longer period of time? Because they sweat very little. They do not sweat. We sweat because we must keep our body temperature constant. And why we people sweat? We humans sweat so that our body can remain normal. Our body temperature can remain constant. Constant means which does not change frequently. Okay. So when our body temperature changes, like if it is rising, our body temperature is rising, we got fever, isn't it? So to remain the body temperature constant, our body sweats. Okay, we sweat when it gets hot, and this cools the body. So whenever our body temperature is getting high, okay, so our body starts sweating so that it can get cool. Camels can stand high body temperature, but camels have the ability to stand high body temperature. They can live with high body temperature also. We people cannot live with high body temperature, but camels can. They don't need to sweat and can therefore retain the water they drink for long periods of time. Retain means to keep something for a longer period of time. So what happens? Because the camel, they do not sweat, so they can keep the water in their body for a longer period of time. They can store the water in their body. The smaller desert animals do not drink water. They burrow underground during the hot day and come out at night to eat. So there are some smaller desert animals also, and they do not drink water. So how do they live and how do they survive without water? They burrow underground. Burrow means move underground by digging. Okay, so they enter the earth by digging. They enter into the soil by digging during the hot day and come out at night to eat. And they come out at the night when the temperature is low. They come out to eat. Some of them eat other animals and get the water they need from the moisture in the meat. So some of them, what they do, they just eat other animals and from their meat they get the moisture. Others eat plants and seeds and get the water they need from plant juices. So the other animals which are herbivorous, they eat plants and seeds and they get some of the moisture from plant juices. So this is how they get some water, some moisture which is required for their survival in the desert. They do not need much water. Desert plants also adapt themselves to the life they lead. Adapt means to adjust according to the situation. Okay, so desert plants, they also adjust themselves. They also adapt themselves according to the life they lead. Okay, according to the conditions of the desert. Cactus plants store water in their thick stems. So all of you must have seen cactus. So its stem are thick. Okay, so the water is stored in their thick stems. Their roots lie close to the surface of the ground and quickly absorb the moisture from the light rains that occasionally fall. Occasionally means sometimes. Okay, so what happens? The roots of the cactus, they lie close to the surface of the ground. Okay, and whenever it rains, so the roots, it quickly absorb the moisture. So this is how the cactus plants functions. The major feature of all deserts is of course dryness and variations of temperature. So what is the most important feature of all deserts? Dryness and variations of temperature. Variations means changes in temperature. In humid climates, the moisture in the air acts like a blanket and protects the earth's surface from the hot rays of the sun. So what happens, students, whenever it rains, the climate becomes humid. Okay, humid means the moisture in the air. So the rain brings the moisture in the air, and this moisture in the air acts as a blanket and it protects the hot sun rays to reach the earth's surface directly. So that's why the temperature on the earth it is like very normal temperature. It is not very hot, it is not very high. But what happens, there is no moisture in the air of a desert because it hardly rains in a desert. Okay, so because there is no moisture, so it can and it cannot protect the hot sun rays to reach the land of a desert. So that's why the temperature in a day is very hot because of the direct sunlight. Okay, direct hot sun rays. And in night, when there is no sun, the temperature becomes very cool. Deserts are an important part of nature's great plan. They are there like the dense forest and the deep oceans. So deserts are also an important part of our nature, and they are as important as dense forest and deep oceans. Just because they are hot and dry, one should not look upon them as useless parts of the earth. Just because a desert is hot and dry, we should not think that a desert is a useless part, they are worthless part. Okay, they are as important as other parts of the earth, and they play a very important role in our environment. So this chapter is complete, students. I hope you have understood. Read this chapter again and try to understand. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.